Okay, let's talk about money. For so many of us, it's this constant source of anxiety. But what if you could actually flip that script? What if you could turn that anxiety into real, solid confidence? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to build a blueprint together based on 7 key pillars of financial stability. I mean, we've all been there, right? You feel like you're doing okay, things are chugging along, and then, bam, the car decides to break down, or some random medical bill pops up out of nowhere. It's that feeling that walking on a financial tightrope, where just one little thing could send it all crashing down. And honestly, it's just plain exhausting. But here's the good news. There is a way to get off that tightrope for good. Today, we're going to turn it into a rock-solid bridge. We're going to build it together, piece by piece, using these 7 foundational pillars. I promise, by the time we're done here, you're going to have a clear, actionable plan to take control. So, first things first. Before we can even think about offense, about growing your money, we have to play defense. You've got to protect what you already have. This first part is all about building a financial shield, one that can take whatever hits life decides to throw at you. And that shield, it's really built on 2 fundamental principles. The first is your emergency fund. Think of it as your financial shock absorber. And the second is getting a handle on your budget, which, trust me, is way less about restriction and so much more about giving your money a mission. So, what is an emergency fund, really? Let's be super clear. This is not your vacation fund. It's not your, ooh, that TV is on sale fund. This money has one job and one job only, to be your safety net. It's there to keep you from falling into debt when a real, true emergency streaks. So how much do you need? Well, the gold standard, and it's a really great target to aim for, is about 3 to 6 months worth of your essential living expenses. And by essential, I mean the absolute must-pays, your rent or mortgage, your utilities, groceries, transportation, the stuff you absolutely need to live. This buffer gives you breathing room. And look, you don't need to have all of that saved up overnight. Seriously, don't let the big number scare you. The most important thing is just to start. So first, figure out what those core expenses are. Then, and this is key, open a separate savings account for it. Out of sight, out of mind. Then just set up a small automatic transfer each week. Even $20 a week adds up way faster than you'd think. I absolutely love this quote because it just reframes the whole idea of a budget perfectly. It's not a punishment, it's not a financial diet, it's a game plan. It puts you in the driver's seat. You get to tell your money where to go instead of looking at your bank account at the end of the month and just wondering where it all went. It's about control. Okay, shield is up. We're playing defense. Now it's time to switch to offense. This next phase is all about the exciting part, building and fueling your own personal money engine so it can grow for the long haul. And just like our shield, building this engine really comes down to a few critical rules. First, we have to clear out all the gunk that's holding it back, and that means high interest debt. Then we put our investments on autopilot for consistency. And finally, we have to get into that long-term mindset. I really want this to sink in. Trying to invest while you're carrying high-interest credit card debt, it's like trying to build a house on quicksand. You just can't out-earn an 18, 20, or 25% interest rate with typical market returns. It's a guaranteed loss. So getting rid of that debt isn't just a good idea, it is the absolute first step to building any real wealth. Now, let's just quickly clarify something really important. Saving and investing, they are not the same thing. They're 2 different tools for 2 very different jobs. Saving, like for our emergency fund, is all about keeping your money safe and easy to get to. Investing, on the other hand, that's all about growth. It's about putting your money to work for you over many, many years so it can grow into something much, much bigger. So what's the fuel for this money engine we're building? It's the 8th wonder of the world, compound interest. The best way to think about it is like a tiny snowball at the top of a really long hill. At first, it's small, but as it starts rolling, it picks up more snow, and it gets a little bigger and a little faster, and then it's really picking up steam. That's exactly what your money does when you invest it over time. It is, without a doubt, the most powerful force in your financial life. All right, so we've built our shield for protection. We've started our money engine for growth. The final piece of this whole puzzle is making sure we protect everything we've built, so it's there for us for the rest of our lives. This is all about looking out for your future self. And we lock all this down with our last 2 pillars. First, making sure we are consistently, relentlessly contributing to our retirement accounts. And second, having the right insurance in place to protect us from those catastrophic financial hits that could wipe out decades of hard work in an instant. Seriously. Think about this. Every single dollar you put into a retirement account like a 401k or an IRA today is literally a gift you are sending to your future self. Because of things like tax advantages and that compounding magic we just talked about, these accounts are the single most powerful tools you have for building a retirement where you can actually relax. Don't leave that free money on the table.
Okay, let's be real for a second. Nobody likes paying for insurance, I get it, but its purpose is so important. For a pretty small, predictable cost, your premium, you are transferring the risk of a financially devastating event from your shoulders onto a big company. Think about a major health crisis, a house fire, a bad car accident. Insurance is the firewall that protects your financial house from burning to the ground. It is not an investment, it is essential protection.
And there you have it. We've literally gone from that shaky, stressful feeling of being on a tightrope to standing on solid ground with a clear blueprint in our hands. We've covered defense, we've covered offense, and we've covered that long-term protection. So let's just quickly run through the 7 pillars one more time. You build that emergency fund, you master your budget, you crush that high-interest debt, you automate your investments and invest for the long term. And finally, you maximize your retirement savings and you secure the right insurance. See how they all work together? This is what creates true, lasting financial stability. But here's the thing. This isn't just information, right? This is a call to action. You have the blueprint now, and you don't have to tackle everything at once. That's not the point. The point is to just start. Just pick one. The most important step you can ever take is the first one. So take a look at this plan and ask yourself, which pillar are you going to start building today?